Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Quick intraday look here, quick look at the intraday price action. Yeah, we've seen the break of the green line. That was the level that I highlighted in the previous video that I need to see broken, ideally on a bit more of a sustained basis. Yeah, not just a break and a quick reversal to the downside again, but that I need to see broken in order to favor tentatively a low in place. That's happened. I mean, for Bitcoin, I think it's quite clear that at least this B wave is running that we've been waiting for. Ether as well, but Ether is much weaker on the on the upside, okay? Much weaker. So I'm getting a bit nervous. I don't want to say nervous here, but yeah, it's just weaker, okay? It just has, the problem is it dipped deeper into the support region than Bitcoin, and the recovery is not very strong. So that's the problem. However, I will give you my best view of the micro count here. And as you might remember from the previous video, my view was that from this region, some kind of a bounce is starting. At least the B wave, or better something more bullish actually, because we've already nearly maxed out the support zone. Quick explanation: if Ether breaks below the support zone, so below $2,977, well, that would cost Ether its impulsive potential, most likely. Yeah, that would cost Ether its impulsive potential. The problem that we're dealing with here is that the A wave to the downside was came down a lot, okay? And okay, maybe it's all of wave 4, but I have no evidence for that at this stage. If it's only the A wave, which is what I assume, also for risk management purposes, then really we would like to see a very aggressive B wave, so that the C wave to the downside, if it happens, doesn't necessarily break below support. So what does it mean? Ether will lose its impulsive potential. Is that bearish? Not necessarily, but it will make the entire chart less clear and less straightforward, less desirable to trade and to hold. Yeah. So far, Ether has failed to outperform Bitcoin in this bull run. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's going to be overtaken by Sol. I mean, who knows, It's going to be interesting going forward. It's still a very dynamic space, of course, but Ether has shown that reaction. So let's focus on what we see right now. In terms of microstructure, the idea would be that at least the A wave of this correction bottomed here today, or all of wave 4. But if it's only the A wave, then what we need to see is now a 3-wave move up in an A, B, C structure. That's how I would like it to develop. The A wave itself can again be split into an ABC structure. So this move up could have been the A wave, a B wave pullback, which just happened too fast for me to make a video on it or something. And then this C wave to the upside here could complete the A. Then we could get into a B and rally in a C. Now I can give you a target for this C wave once we have this B wave completed. But I can already give you a target range for this smaller degree C wave, the first one here to the upside. Okay, so what I can see is potentially here this initial move up and the higher low that formed, yeah, and now a slightly higher high. That gives me the possibility to calculate the next area of interest, which is here the area between $3,500 pretty much and $3,745. It's the area between the 100% extension, which is a very common target for a C wave. And that's pointing to 3,500, where we also have previous structural resistance and support. So that's definitely an area to watch. And the 1.618 extension. Anything above that is possible, but would rather be a bit unusual for a C wave rally. And then we could see maybe a rejection there, or at least it's worth watching for a reaction. And then from there, we might start that B wave pullback. And then we could get the C wave up. Ideally, as I said, we get an aggressive B wave. We'll see how that develops. And that means, okay, what does that mean? That means ideally that B wave targets sort of the area around the 78.6 Fib level, maybe even higher. Maybe it's even going to overshoot. So that's not me calling it that it's going to do that, but more that, okay, to keep confidence in this bullish scenario, this impulsive potential that I have on the Ether chart, on the daily chart, which we are going to cover again tomorrow, then, well, I would like to see a healthy B wave, because the C wave that will be needed to complete this correction eventually we don't want it to break below the 50% fib level. So that's sort of what I see right now. Next resistance called out here on the chart. Yeah, the next target levels. Please be aware that this previous wave 2 that formed here on Sunday is pretty much in line with one of the Fibonacci targets there. So around $3,660 structural resistance, as well as the 1.38 fib extension. That would be an ideal level to reach. That would be my favorite level to reach here. Getting to that previous swing high and the 1.38 extension in wave C of A. Then we could get a B wave pullback, and then the C wave rally could send us to maybe, round about where those previous highs were. All of that based on the condition that today's low is holding. I mean, if that breaks, wow, then I'm going to get a bit nervous about Ether's potential here. Direct potential to the upside. That's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.